I feel like I'm gonna miss this game, right? And if you're asking for my overall impressions, we talked about it earlier with the Drive Impact, and I don't think Drive Impact should change. I think it is overpowered, it is crazy good, and that's fine, right? It's okay if it's good, because there's a lot of other shit in the game that is crazy good as well. But I think overall, I think there's one actual gripe that a lot of us have had, and I'll when we fill out the survey, we'll have to go over it. The gripe is in the interface. And the interface, while it does have a lot of great things in it, navigating it's a pain in the ass. Navigating it weirdly on an arcade stick is a big pain in the ass. I don't get it. It has a lot of great functionality to it. And it's actually a great UI overall, but just like pressing all these buttons to do the things that you want it to do is kind of like, ugh. Yeah, the UI is great. The user experience with the UI, not so good. I feel like there just needs to be some way to move over and do shit in ways that just make a lot more sense. Outside of that, man, I don't know. Like, I feel like, of course, the matchmaking time can be pretty extensive sometimes. The matchmaking time that happens in between ranked matches. But that seemed to get better. That seemed to be like the best it was on the final day. We were getting matches like this. There was never any really long time searching or anything like that. So I don't know. I'm trying to like figure out and a couple of random disconnects, right? Disconnects here, like freezes there, that kind of stuff. Was crossplay kind of funky? I think by the end of it, it was okay, right? I think by the end of it, it was pretty good. We were having some issues in the first couple of days with the crossplay stuff. I don't know. I really can't like pinpoint many things that I'm like disappointed with. I'm just really happy that like we got a Capcom one-on-one Capcom fighting game that allows a lot of fucking potential in it, you know? That like it was really fun to play, allows for a ridiculous amount of decision making happening at any point. And what I love about it is that I learned a couple characters and the game kept getting better and better and better. I think honestly a gripe that I have is that gold rank sucks. And dealing with all this game's mechanics in gold ranks is kind of fucking hell. It's a bit much and kind of a pain in the ass. But as soon as you get out of there, dude, oh god, I'm having like a great time. And I just want to jump back in and play more. I'm not even thinking about I'm not even thinking that I'm grinding the game, right? And that's been the issue with a lot of fighting games. You feel like you are grinding the game for the sake of grinding the game. I don't feel that. I feel like there's so many other things to improve upon, similar to like why playing Tekken is so easy. There's so many things to improve upon in Tekken with your character and execution and all this shit that you're not even thinking that you're grinding and learning all the matchups. Grinding is essentially learning all the matchups in the game. That's where the grind is, you know? So I'm not even considering that to be a grind because I'm just learning all this extra stuff that makes that process feel natural. I'm just having fun. And you get these other fighting games that are like relatively like shallow in mechanics and shallow on character depth. And now I just feel like I'm grinding, right? Now it just feels like it is a grind for the sake of grinding. I've only learned so much with this stuff. No, that's about it. Yeah, absolutely could be a honeymoon phase. Absolutely could be. I didn't feel like this for Street Fighter V at all. Even in the first minutes of playing the game. That honeymoon phase wasn't even there. And to be honest, I'd actually counter the honeymoon phase argument. The first hour of this game does not leave a good impression. First hour of Street Fighter 6 is like, I don't know about this game. Feels heavy, feels weighted. I really don't know, right? I really don't know if I like it that much. It almost has reverse honeymoon phase, if it makes any sense. Because that first hour is not the best. It actually gets better later on. I hope this won't be like the Street Fighter V beta. Remember you had a great time with Street Fighter V? Yeah, it was pretty fun. I would like to think, and I can echo this, that I spoke to the director of Street Fighter V, also the director of Street Fighter 6, back in 2015, right? And I specifically confronted the director about, this is 7 years ago, I confronted the director about all the stuff that characters used to have, and would it be possible to get some of that stuff back? And he expressed that he had actually wanted to. Like there was a desire from several devs at Capcom to make that happen even before launch, and it didn't end up happening. It did not. They went with a different like focus by the time the game came out, and the characters had even less shit. So the devs were aware. Like the devs were like wanting to do stuff, and they seemed to be aware of that shit with the beginning of Street Fighter with Street Fighter 5. That director was not Ono, no. The director, the same guy who directed this game, directed Street Fighter 5 from the beginning. Same dude, right? Completely different kind of situation. So anyway, it's not like they don't know that, right? It's not like this is completely different people that are running the ship for Street Fighter 6. No, it is these same people that are running the ship that eventually turned Street Fighter 5 into a great game. It's the same people. And now look what they're doing with their own game. You know, it's a big deal. And I'm not too worried. I'm actually not worried. I'm not worried that they're just going to take away fun shit. I think they might even add more, to be honest. They might even fucking end up adding fun shit. Who knows? What about the honeymoon phase? Where to Dragon Ball? Well, Dragon Ball had delay-based netcode, you know, so that was only going to last so long. Pretty much Dragon Ball was fun until the delay-based netcode really started kicking in, and then it just wasn't fun anymore. And this is arguably, yeah, that is also a very notable thing to mention. This is probably the best beta, fighting game beta I've ever been a part of. You know, and we streamed a lot of betas on this channel. This might be the most functional and I'd say most online beta of all of them. There's very few times where the game was like not working. Like all the lobby functionality worked. All of the CFN shit worked. All of the friends list stuff worked. All the replay stuff worked. Weirdly enough. Like, and I was warning everybody, we're going to spend a lot of time in this beta of shit not working. We're going to spend several hours and possibly days of them trying to get this shit to function. And funny enough, it mostly functioned. Like there was very few times, maybe matchmaking was a little slow every once in a while. But if you wanted to get games, you could just go to an arcade machine and get games. Like no matter what. Is it loose, Go? This game's loose as fuck, right? This game, like you see what's possible combo-wise with characters, and they give you a pretty decent amount of freedom with what's possible with that green shit. I don't know, man. Like there's a when you can do things, how you can do things, how at what point you can do that shit. Like you can do it almost at any point if you choose to. You just have to be aware defensively, you know? I don't know, man. I'm just really happy. I just want to play more. That's the weird part. I'm just blown away that there's going to be 10 more characters that we have barely seen the gameplay of, or have seen no gameplay of so far. 10 more characters. Yeah, imagine this shit with the full roster. There's no command grab character in this game yet. There's none. You know what's really weird? I usually absolutely hate fighting characters like Guile in this game, or in Street Fighter, right? Absolutely detest that matchup. Absolutely hate certain matchups in Street Fighter where it's just like, fuck, man, if I could just not do this, I'd be happy. Like dealing with some characters. I feel like the tools they give you in this game make dealing with some of those painful-ass matchups not that bad. It's actually kind of fun. Like, I feel like every character you have a way that you can, like, work your way in and get some shit done. It's weird. I did not hate any specific matchup. There were matchups I was bad at, for sure. I was definitely bad at some matchups, but did I hate fighting them? No. And I hate some matchups in Street Fighter. Oh, man. Do I fucking hate fighting some characters in that game. So we'll see what, like, Geef and Sim will eventually bring to the table.